I think it's called Quezon Park in Dumaguete. And it's a beautiful park. Give a little panoramic view of this area. There's the Catholic Church over there. Got the BPI Bank right there. And you have a little playground over there for the kids. In that direction, you'll be at the waterfront with about 100 meters. Topic is what are some of the concerns a foreigner has when he comes to the Philippines? And this may not be your concern, but this was my concern. One of the biggest concerns that I had when I realized that I wanted to come to the Philippines, I was in my 40s. When my friend Johnny Carter told me about coming to the Philippines, and I was online, I'm chatting with the girls, I soon realized that a lot of these girls that were in their 20s, 30s, very few 40-year-olds that were talking to me. So in my mind, I was like, are these girls too young for me to date? Mentally, and you guys feel this in the US, you're used to dating 40, 50-year-old women, and now you have 20, 30-year-old women that wants to go out with you. For me, that was a big concern. Will I have the endurance to hang out with these girls? When I'm walking around with them, will I feel like I'm their father? Psychologically, I wasn't really prepared for the onslaught of the younger women that soon will happen as I came to the Philippines, and it's been proven to be a fact since in the last 16 years. The younger women will gravitate to older men. Why? It's still a mystery to me. Maybe we're more matured. American men are more responsible. I really don't know the reasons, but I know that is a very big concern of a lot of foreigners. My recommendation is just go with the flow. The first girl that I dated was around 33 years old. Very matured, very nice woman, but the second girl that I went out with was in her 20s. And she was just as mature. So I would not make it a big concern of yours, although 16 years ago, that was one of my biggest concerns. Will I be able to keep up with these younger women? Are they really in love with me for who I am, or because of some other reason? Which leads me to reason number 2. Second thought that I was concerned with out of 5 was, is she after my money? I mean, does she like me because she thinks I'm rich, or does she? I had that in the back of my mind. And sometimes it confuses love with money. You're with her, she's telling you how much she loves you and how much she respects you. But yet you see this 25 to 30-year age gap. And in America, the only people that goes out with younger women are very wealthy men, celebrities, that are going out with younger women, and they're after gold. That's why they call them gold diggers. I know that younger women in the Philippines, they like to have a better life, but are they necessarily gold diggers? That was another one of my concerns. I've learned that you can tell the difference between a girl if she really loves you or she's just after your money. By how she wants to spend your money, how she talks about money, wanting to buy this, wanting to buy that. I remember one of my girlfriends, I mentioned that, I'd like to get a motorcycle someday. And next thing you know, she went and bought a motorcycle and told me that we owned a brand new motorcycle. When I never ever confirmed buying the motorcycle, and the motorcycle was a clutch, and I don't even drive a clutch. And she mentioned that she'll teach me. So, is money a concern with these women? I think that's probably one of the concerns. The third concern that I have when I first came over here, and I heard stories. a lot of these Filipinas, they're married. And if they're married and then now they're dating you, going out with you, how am I going to know that it's true love? I've got a women, 6 months down the road, I found out they were married. Is it common here? It actually is very common here. And it's not because they're out cheating on their husbands. A lot of these girls, they've been separated from their husband for years. And it's a matter of money. They don't have the money to get a divorce. They don't have the money to get an annulment. And now the husband has decided to be with someone else, and he's got his own family. And here's this beautiful Filipina with or without a child. You meet her and she's afraid to tell you. You're dating a girl, and it's actually is illegal to date a woman that's married, and you could go to jail for it. So if that's one of your concerns, do one of those Cinemar or Cinomar, and that will alleviate your worry. Number 4, that was another thought, because at one time I thought about finding a girlfriend, and if she's serious enough, we get engaged, we get married, and I would bring her to the U.S. And that comes with the concern of, is she really in love with you, or is she just looking for a free ticket to the U.S.? And once she gets to the U.S., she'll leave you for someone younger. I'm 25, 30-year-old, older than the girlfriend or the wife that I married. She's in the U.S. And in the beginning, and this was what's in my mind, in the beginning she may be in love with you, and her love is true. But I heard a story, and this is what happened. Let's just say she goes to a doctor's appointment, and the doctor starts telling, my gosh, you're so beautiful and young, and you're married to who? That old man? Now this doctor is probably 30 years old and just a little bit older than her, and he's telling her how beautiful she is, and she can leave him and get rid of him. And that was in my mind. You meet an attorney, the guy makes two or three times more than me, and he starts hitting on her. You're at church, you got somebody that's hitting on your wife there. You're at the grocery store. Those were little doubts that was creeping into my mind about being married to a Filipina. That's reason number 4. That was one of my worries when I first came to the Philippines. And the 5th reason is what I call affordability. Can I afford my new Filipina girlfriend? And I've made videos where if your retirement income is 1,600 pesos, $1,600 a month, or $1,000 a month, you can afford your Filipina girlfriend, because her lifestyle, the odds are you're gonna do fine. If your retirement income is somewhere around $2,000, $3,000, $4,000 a month, you can afford that young Filipina. Those are the 5 concerns that I had when I first came over here. Can I afford to have a Filipina girlfriend? Does she really love me? Is she using me? Or is she just after my money? Or is she married? Try to figure out those 5 questions before you really settle down. If she can answer those 5 questions as you're dating her, you know that she loves you for who you are. She doesn't love you just because of the money. She's not looking for a free ticket to the U.S. so she can leave you. She's not married. If you could get those 4 or 5 questions answered, I think that you're going to be a lot more comfortable when you come to the Philippines. I've heard stories where women would marry a a foreigner, and they would go to the U.S. and then they would leave them. I've heard countless stories, but my personal experience, I've had two, and they were two of my best friends. One is Johnny Carter. I mention him in a lot of my videos. He's Filipino. And then Ray Oliver, another one of my best friends, and he also married a Filipina. Johnny Carter is probably going on, I'm gonna say at least 25, almost 30 years ago. He married a Filipina, and they've been together. They have 3 children together, and they are happy, just as happy as can be. That was a success story. The second successful story is Ray Oliver. Him and I came to the Philippines 16 years ago, almost the identical time. The first girl he met, he fell in love with. He married her like a year later. He brought her to the U.S. They've been together, well, at least 16, maybe. They've probably been, I'm gonna say they've probably been married for the last 14 or 15 years, and they are very happy together. I was hoping to get an interview with him. So those are 2 stories that I have, personal friends, and they were successful. So if you're gonna marry a Filipina, I don't have any personal experience of knowing anybody that had a failed marriage, but I'm sure there are some that failed. But the 2 that I know are very close friends of mine, and their marriage has worked.